Oh, Michal.
Hi. Hi.
How have you been?
Actually, you know what? I am sick of this. I think there's a high chance of a piano falling down on us right here, right now, than catching it. So what's the point?
You know what? You're right. Forget these masks.
Yes.
We're gonna be free.
Yes. Ah!
Caleb, what's happening? Is your body transparent as mine?
I can put my body through my body. That's not right. We shouldn't be able to do that.
You?
Wait. Do you? Are we dead?
Is this heaven or hell then?
How do we tell?
I don't know, but it's okay. We can still do the review of the game. Isn't that great?
It might be easier to do the review because the
Yeah.
game that we're talking about is Death Coming, which is free this week from the Epic Game Store. Make sure you claim it, whether you're alive or dead. You still want this game because it costs nothing. This week
True.
only, and you keep it forever, even in heaven or hell.
It's true. But this game, what is this game? It looks really strange. It's pixelated, but you can zoom out and zoom in. In the game. It's
Amazing!
True.
It's true.
But I would say this game is actually like a puzzle.
It's a puzzler.
It's a puzzle.
It doesn't announce itself as a puzzler
Mhm. Yeah.
because it wants to be like if Agent 47 from Hitman had the powers of God.
Well, actually, you are an assistant of the death itself.
Mm-hmm.
And the death wants you to kill some other people, but by accident. And you had this power of pushing things or make them activate them, and by that you might or you might not kill someone.
But your goal is to kill people, like to kill all the people.
Not all, but a lot of people. Different. Actually,
Most of the people.
You will get a goal in this game. It's not about killing everyone, but it's about actually killing certain people, because in each mission you get 3 people to kill, and except that, like the specific one, except that you have to kill many more.
And what makes it a puzzler is that the way you have to kill them is finding certain death traps and triggering them at just the right time to kill the right people, ideally to create chain reactions that then
Yes.
kill a lot
To
of
get
other
double kill,
a lot of people, triple kill, quadruple kill. And if you kill too many people in too questionable of contexts, then the angels will show up and they'll be monitoring everything. And if they
Well,
catch you could be arrested.
Actually, they will show up one way or another if you kill enough people, because they will get suspicious. This is not a coincidence, and it means the angels is the police there, and it will be there on the screen, and you have to be careful about it, because when you changing things, the angels can get you, and you have 3 lives. When you're out, you have to restart again.
Which struck me as a little bit strange, because saying that you have 3 lives when you're already dead.
It's true.
But let's not go too deeply into that.
Yeah, this is not deep game.
It's not
This
a
is
deep
fun
game. The tone of it also is silly.
It's silly.
But if we're going to talk about the tone, maybe we could come to our main question on this channel, which is, should you play it? Is this the game that you want to take with you to the afterlife? Mika?
Or maybe play it now, because it's actually free for 1 week.
Yeah.
Well, this game is really strange, but it's unique again, and I had quite some fun in there. It's not a long game. I think you can finish this game in about 4 hours if you're not a completionist.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was kind of disappointed there's not more maps, but that's a good thing, because I like every map I like, because it was really different. And once you get to the weather changing, it's even more interesting. Each map has actually each theme, and that's really great. You can click on every person in the world, and there's like things to explore. And I was surprised. I liked it, and I want to play more of it. And because of that, I have to say I would recommend this game because it's a short one. You don't spend so much time on it. You have a fun, and before it starts to bore you, it's actually finished. So,
It doesn't overstay its welcome.
but you know what? I don't think I would buy this game. This game is good when it's free, but I don't think it's worth buying. So it's worth for me. It's worth now to get it.
Well, we were speaking about the tone of the game, and this is one of the things that jumps out at me because on one side, this is a game that is a perfect example of dark humor. You have to have a sense of dark humor because you are trying to kill lots and lots of people. But at the same time, that doesn't really match with the tone of the game wanting to be silly. These two don't really match for me, and there were times when I felt like it was not only a bit de-immersing, but also like not very logical. Spoilers here, but there's a situation where you have to kill one of the main targets by making him look at a certain picture that he's the director of this institution, and you have to get him to look at a picture of a moon so that he suddenly turns into a werewolf and kills lots of people and then dies himself. I don't know if you can call it a puzzler or a logic game when the results make no logical sense and you just have to keep clicking things until you figure out what the creators wanted you to discover, which is usually something pretty silly in this very dark premise of a game.
It's true that you have some options how to kill the people, but only sometimes it's like variable you can choose. Sometimes you have to do it the way the creators prepared it.
I found it quite restrictive as a puzzler. If you can get into the silly idea of trying to kill lots of people in as ridiculous ways as possible, that's one thing. But I didn't find it challenging as a logic puzzler because you kind of just have to keep clicking until you figure out what something is supposed to do on a very specific target. Because of this, I didn't find it very entertaining. I often found it frustrating. I felt like I was just going around and clicking to try to figure out what am I supposed to discover rather than discovering some creative solutions that I could take pleasure in. All that said, my conclusion is no. I don't think you should play it. I didn't find it very enjoyable. I didn't find anything very special about it, honestly. And I think that there are better things to play, especially in this golden era of free games. But that's just my opinion. That's how I approach it.
And I respect it. I still think this is a unique, small game that is worth for free. But it's okay because we have another games, more games, and we are a channel about free games. So why don't you subscribe to us and hit the bell button so you get notified each time there's a new free game.
Definitely leave us a comment about anything on your mind. If you've tried this before, if you decide that you're going to try it, let us know what you think of it. And since we disagree, as we usually do, tell us which of us you agree with about Death Coming.
And we have our friend Low Budget Gaming, who covers even more free games and some great deals about games, so check him out.
And everyone, meantime, stay safe, wash your hands,
don't die,
keep your masks on. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Double kill. Triple kill. Mega. Monster kill.